loading screen times are like this throughout the whole thing.
Well...
Did that just transition from a loading screen into a loading screen?
Welcome, everyone! We are the Grin brothers. Here, well, it doesn't even have the title, but you'll see the game in a second. And here, as per usual, is...
They'd have already seen the title if they clicked on the video, because we have it in the video
One
title.
still somewhat sad boy, and one stinky boy.
I am a very stinky boy. Smelly poo-poo butt is here.
If you ever want to replace it, you can replace it with anxious as well. We get free electricity.
That's true. It's not free. We get put on a priority list. In case we get hit by a black
I think I saw another loading screen there in a second.
There we go.
Yeah, Little Nightmares 2. We are playing Little Nightmares 2. Which is the game we were, considering playing anyway, but then it turns out our Little Nightmares videos have gone really popular at the same time. So we thought, we'll bump this up in priority. Why do you need legal agreements for Little Night? Is there an online element to it? I didn't think so. In-game currency? What? Is Little Nightmares 2 filled with microtransactions? I've actually heard that
loot boxes.
Oh gosh, it really is a horror game. If you get caught, you become an NFT. Yeah, apparently, according to Bandai Namco, they're now considering Little Nightmares one of their key pillar titles, which is interesting because that means that they do have more plans for more games after this. Then,
okay, thank you for giving me a single volume slider. I hate when games do that. It's just hats collected 7 glitching remains discovered. Well, good. I found a glitching.
Also, apparently this game is about 2 hours longer than the last game. So,
how long was the last game?
People said it takes about 3 hours.
Depends how much of a little.
Yeah, about three
I left
hours.
the case upstairs. This is an 80 rating game. I feel like it should be. It's a horror game.
How about we just do this first part on the assumption that it's only like 12 and then go check the
I'm pretty sure it had red or orange, so it's 16 or 18.
Well, if it's 16, it still comes under the 18 rule. But so, yeah, people will know because I'll have thrown the age warning at the start of the video if that is or is not. Oh no, the spooky hallway! Who designs a house to have a hallway that narrow, though?
Or this long.
Yeah. Like, there's a lot of room you're not using
At
there.
least put some pictures on the wall. Are we underwater? I think we're underwater.
Well, swim a bit faster then. You could be drowning.
I'm not moving. No. Controller's vibrating.
That's that HC Rumble.
Yep.
Oh, we're just watching TV.
The wrong way round.
No,
oh my God!
Maybe he just cut the... Oh, wait, no, his body's now. Maybe he cut his eyes out on the wrong side of his hat. Oh, bag. What? You sound like there was some revelation.
He's just got a really nice coat. I just like his character design.
Give me your coat!
So, well, what's the character? Chester's dad?
Yes, from Fairy Odd Parents, yeah. The shamed baseball star who forever wore a bag on his head as a result. But Chester didn't deserve fairies.
Yeah. Okay, so why is...
Him and his dad live in a trailer park, but they didn't deserve fairies.
The X.
What I've heard the argument for that is that despite that, Chester was happy because he still had a loving parent.
Okay, that's Crouch. That is a corpse of a lizard.
Which is kind of like, when the sort of like problem with some of the sort of interpretations they try to do with Fairy Parents is like Timmy's parents were kind of awful. I mean, I think there's a part you can say where parents make mistakes sort of thing, but they were routinely kind of terrible.
Yes. Just like Butch Hartman.
It was a reflection of himself. Oh no, the reflection of himself was the dentist, which was, Chad Studwell? Was supposed to be his basically in-person character.
Was it?
Yeah. And it was like this really handsome dentist fairy.
Why would you choose to be a Why would you self-insert yourself as a dentist?
What was it? Doctor? Can't remember. But it was like Chad Studwell, I think his name was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, this looks safe.
But the thing is, the way he's designed just makes him look more of a douche.
Yeah.
So it does reflect him in the end. Yeah.
Not like Hartman even drew the characters. So.
No.
There is a shoe here, and what I can only assume is a bag of dead people. I can pick up the shoe. I can put down the shoe. How do I throw the shoe?
Oh, there's a second shoe. There's a third shoe. There's a lot of shoes.
Alright, I can throw shoes. That was X, I think.
Alright, alright.
Why does he sound like a Rayman character? Oh no, it's B to throw.
Like, I've tried to avoid spoilers for this game, but the one thing I've heard about this character that does get mentioned, that I've heard mentioned regarding this character, is that a lot of the people in the fandom seem to call him a simp.
Huh.
Gonna be interesting to find out what the reason is for that. Yeah, I thought there'd be like a mechanic swing off that sort of thing, but...
That's...
It's not even like moving, it's just, I guess it's supposed to be unsettling, but...
Honestly, I just expect
when your main character's going, aye!
That's because I was mashing the X button. It's just expect it from Little Nightmares is the thing. So, like, yeah, it'd be creepy, but, like, I played the first game, so I'm prepared for creepy.
I'm kind of curious to find out, what happened to the world itself, because, like, Little Nightmares 1, you could have the world be normal, but still have the concept of Little Nightmares 1, because it's not hard to imagine a bunch of rich people having a boat where they eat kids, sort of thing.
Yeah, they probably do.
It's actually probably, less disturbing than what actually happens when a bunch of rich people find a secluded area to themselves and a bunch of children.
That's true, yes. Right, so this is clearly a trap.
Yeah. So jump over it.
I kind of want to trigger it on purpose.
Your character stumbles so he doesn't get crushed. Okay.
I think you do get trapped if you keep walking forward, but I went at it with like a side angle, so I didn't actually go far enough to get caught in it.
You failed successful.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to die, but also I was like, oh, do I want to die? I feel bad just killing.
You'd ruin the coat if you died that way.
That's true. I need to die in a very specific manner to not ruin this coat.
So last time I played through this game, I played through the first game, Little Nightmares, but this playthrough is being done by Rafi because this is his game. Well, it was his game last time, but this is his game in terms of he hasn't played it yet, and I bought it for his birthday.
Yeah.
Or was it Christmas?
Christmas.
Christmas.
I don't remember.
You got this, nice. Bravely Second, and did you get another game? Or I know you got Pokemon Legends recently, but...
I think that's the only... Rune Factory.
Rune Factory, yeah, yes. Oh, there's a sprint bar, neat.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, play any more of Bravely Second, actually. You haven't obviously you've been playing Pokemon Legends Arceus recently. Oh.
Did that kill me? I look pretty dead. At least the coat's alright. Can I not just...
What? How did that hit you?
Kill me?
that hitbox is jank!
That's like a Monster Hunter hitbox there.
Which we've done a playthrough of. Go check it out.
Well, we did a playthrough of stories, but...
Yeah, one and the same.
Can I go back? Oh my god, you can't even climb that. What?
You've lost your coat privileges. Give them here!
This is definitely not just an excuse to take your coat. Okay, that's a news.
I'm little child. How am I alive still?
I'm just a little baby.
No, quite like,
I'm 5 inches tall. Someone help.
I mean, I know there was a comic of Little Nightmares. I should have had a concussion there, but I know there was a comic of Little Nightmares where Six apparently, I think it was Six, apparently did escape from the boat once before, although there was another character who escaped from the boat. I ended up going back to the... Because, like, Six was travelling there via boat.
Yeah.
I ended up coming back to the boat. I don't know whether it was to get the others or whether the outside world was also dangerous or thing.
We never did the DLC, did we?
No, the DLC, but I know what happens in the DLC. The DLC explains the story of another one of the kids and what the little gnome guys were. The
Diginomes.
Yeah. And basically the kid at the end, can't remember his name, he was the gnome which gives you the sausage, which you then, when Six then eats.
Oh, was he?
Yes.
How did he become a gnome?
That's what the person you often believe to be Six's mother does.
Oh.
You know, the cursed lady who can't see in the mirror, the final boss. Yeah. She turns them into, she's the only one who doesn't eat the people, she turns them into the gnomes.
I thought she turned them into stone, but...
No, that's apparently, I think, part of the process.
Okay. Interesting.
So the Diginomes are made by her. I have no idea what their purpose is.
I don't think I can make this jump.
Yeah, give it a shot. You got nowhere else to go. Now that's what I would do. It would be what I'd do if I was an idiot. I'd love it if like all the deaths was like, and that's what I'd do if I was wanting to die.
Okay, so what do I do?
Maybe you can climb down.
Maybe.
Oh hey, this is the main character here is having intrusive thoughts.
Oh, that was literally just okay.
Yeah, main character's having intrusive thoughts. I could jump from here. I really could. Or I could go around the side. Or I could jump.
Go, little man. I assume that's what you are. Because all the promotional stuff, everyone that's talked about is said you're a dude.
Yeah. Yeah,
More shoes!
Yeah, wow. Wasn't that like how the first game there was a lot of shoes starting off with?
There was like one area that was just filled with shoes.
So maybe like it could be like the boat crashed or thing, or... Oh, you didn't mean to do that, did you?
No, I knew that was a trap. That looked sus as hell.
I know, no offense to Fear Factor, gets taken out a bit when you use the word sus.
It's time to vent, lads. Among Us.
I did it. I'm a superstar.
Comedy. People have found ways to duplicate more of the characters. Guys, no offense, your traps are pretty obvious.
Well, I did think that thorn in the middle was a campfire there, not a trap. Oh, no.
I was expecting to walk into one the moment I said that as well. Can I have the stick? I have a weapon!
Awesome! I did hear there was some combat in this game.
That is...
I think I've seen a few people comment that it's like the weak point of this game.
It's like Breath of the Wild. My weapon breaks.
I think instead of actually having the weapon break, with Hasty Rumble they should just make
it's a face!
With Hasty Rumble they should just make the Joy-Cons heavier and heavier sort of thing. Make it just harder.
Constantly vibrating.
So the more, sort of like when you do, swing something enough times and hit something, your hands will start to shake from the vibration.
Look, this little log has a face.
Aww. Good log.
Okay.
Good happy log. Hey, another stick!
And birdhouses?
Curse you, leaves! Oh, that was a lot.
That was violent.
I'm assuming there's going to be one right there, so you got to make your jump. I was expecting you to half fail.
I was expecting to fail. Huh.
No, my throw's too good!
Why do these bear traps have chain reactions? Like they're explosives. Oh, you get an infinite supply of them, apparently.
Well, pine cones.
Yeah, because they just keep falling.
That's actually the true horror thing. You start to drown in pine cones.
Oh, Oh my god, what if it's actually like Peter Monolix's dream design? Okay, that didn't create a change.
Yeah, you plant the pine grounds, wait in game time for like 50 years for it to grow.
Yeah, if you just leave the game running.
Woo!
What's the bet that I screwed this jump up? I did it. I
So,
succeeded.
start of this horror game. I think you mentioned it at your workplace the other day. And it's funny that it got mentioned in the conservation group meeting the other day. Apparently, like, the conservation group that I'm a part of isn't the first conservation group that was formed in the area. There was apparently one before our conservation group. And one of the original conservation group members from this other group, we got in touch with, and he started saying facts about it, sort of thing. And of course, he mentioned where he lived in the village when he used to live there, sort of thing. And he goes, I used to live in number 3, the murder house.
Ah, yes.
And, someone at your workplace mentioned the other day, when you mentioned where you live, he goes, oh, that's where that murder took place.
Yeah.
And, it's funny how that's catching on. It's now known as the murder house, or we're the village with the murder that took place, sort of thing. One of the members was a bit of a buzzkill, because I was saying, we should, if no one's, bought that house yet, we should, prop it up, make it a little haunted house attraction sort of thing. Welcome to the murder house!
It'd work.
But no, she shot down my idea.
Coward.
I thought it'd be a great one. She's a bit of a sports spot, I will admit. Someone throwing cans at my door! I'm not sure why you needed to move elsewhere. You had TV, you had an endless supply of food, albeit just pine cones.
You can eat them.
Yeah, you seem pretty safe there. Stranger house with,
Come on, game. Just.
Yeah, no offense. Is that a chocolate cake or?
That's definitely not chocolate.
Yeah, no offense. This looks like you're in a worse off position than if you were just living in the woods.
Nothing?
I'm assuming you're going to have to hide in an oven. Oh, kettle. Turns out the the person you meet is just perfectly decent fellow, and you're just like.
I'm pretty sure that's a decapitated body.
And you're just
there.
breaking a bunch of bottles.
No, I'm pretty sure there's a decapitated body on the table. So. Okay, can't get on top of there.
I was expecting you died. You're just trying to get yourself killed.
No, I'm...
Maybe open the oven door?
Maybe. I mean, I assume I know to go through just the door.
Yeah, and that you'll have to hide or something, or...
Really? That the best you can do, buddy?
No, can't pull yourself up from that. Oh, no. Oh, okay, you can, yeah. Go. Better jump than you expected.
I assume they want us to go here. That was a sausage.
I found your food. I throw your food. What is this game's obsession with sausages?
Hmm.
Can we have anything other than sausage for dinner? No, just sausages! You want your children's sausage? Have this sausage. Just any yeah, sure, but can I have it in non-sausage form? Yeah, again, the assumption I had was the boat was messed up because, it's something that could happen in this day sort of thing. Just with really horrifically proportioned characters.
So I'm too weak to do that.
But, it's interesting to find out what's happened with the world itself, if the world is just as messed up.
I can't grab the oven, per se.
So your only hiding space is the table, which doesn't seem like a good hiding space.
Oh! Okay. Yeah, the only place is under the
I'm pretty sure anyone who lives here is pretty deaf if they haven't heard all this going on. You're not exactly being stealthy.
I'm almost intentionally...
Oh, I expected someone to be come through the door sort of thing. You only avoid it because you're behind the door.
I mean, They clearly want me to go through that way, so...
That's a trap.
Yeah. Good old reliable.
It failed.
Nothing? Oh, they also have a nice coat. They got some hats as well.
Yes, we are Grin Brothers, the fashion designers here.
Oh no, that was a hat. Equip collected hats in the pause menu.
Just put it on top of your bag head.
Hats!
Your head is teeny. Yeah, your head is tight. Oh no, there we
I've
go.
got a
You
real
got
face.
That's weird.
Hmm.
That's unsettling.
That's terrifying. I know it looks like I'm just like aimlessly doing stuff, but like...
You're learning what you can interact with.
Yeah, and there's collectibles, man.
Physics.
That is... a cow head with antlers? Question mark?
Look, I hunted down this moose. That's a cow. A moose!
Okay, that door's locked. I guess I have no choice now. Can I climb up this? Yes.
You know there's a birdhouse in the way. There's not enough room for you to climb up.
Oh, just keep climbing. No, don't shut the door. Ooh, still.
But hey, yeah, maybe they could make a horror game out of our village with a murder house. Oh no, a ball of yarn.
I wasn't scared of yarn, I was scared of the musical shift.
Oh, saving. I expect that to be another collectible at this rate.
There's a child in there.
Mm. Well, life expectancy of children in this world isn't exactly great, so...
Damn it, it didn't work. Who would have thought?
Which I gotta say, that's like, the basis of Little Nightmares 1. Yeah, we've got this boat where we're gonna eat all these kids sort of thing. It's like, but there's not much meat on a child. Why would you do that?
Why were they eating kids?
I don't know. I think I always assumed it was like that. Well, it was a martial arts movie, but like those sort of things where you have those restaurants of where they eat endangered species sort of thing.
Maybe.
It's because you're not supposed to be able to eat it that they eat it.
Yeah, it's taboo.
Mm. Well, like all those poachers trying to constantly get like Chinese medicine sort of thing.
Yeah.
Hey, we found a glitch.
Okay. Ah, nope. Just doing pull-ups today. That's fine.
Well, but you can grab an axe.
That
You just
doesn't seem safe.
You just wandered into, decided
Okay.
to stop watching TV, find a house, and instead of like foraging food, you just decided to grab an axe and start breaking doors down.
This dude is decently strong.
Yeah, the axe is, as big as him.
Okay, but you can't cut anything. See?
Well, no, it's a blunt weapon, remember?
That's true. We should probably end this episode before I cut down this wall. I'm sure this child will appreciate an axe murderer busting into their room.
At least you have a face now.
That's true. I've got a face instead of a bag. How
does the game feel? You've been testing that out a lot.
Feels like Little Nightmares 1.
Okay. So a Little Big Planet, but made as a horror game.
Kinda, yeah. Like, I'm just getting used to how it feels again.
I appreciate these developers simply because they're making a game of a reasonable length.
Oh, yeah, 100%. And they're still interesting games.
Mm.
Well, I don't know about this one. We'll find out, I guess. So, like, comment, subscribe to find
You
out.
spend your time talking about coats.
Shut up. Like, comment, subscribe to find out with us. Despite the fact most people would have probably already played this game, but shut up.
Cheerio!
Bye. Oh god, I just realised it's TF2 was collecting hats.